Evening and welcome to Life is an Inside Out Job with me, Amy Dave. I will be your host facilitator this evening, and my guides are with me as well. I am very, very aware of that. Yeah, and they appreciate the nod this evening. So like I said, I might be stopping the recording every now and again just to kind of do some reflection with the people that are present. For the people that may be watching after the fact, it would be great if you could pause the recording and you could take the time to reflect on the questions in the moment. Because for me, I know that if I walk away from something, it just becomes a thing that I was at, and I'm not taking responsibility for my experience of it. So for me, it's self-love is radical self-responsibility. So it's really about you taking ownership of your experience. And I am Amy Dave. I am one of the glorious facilitators on Odyssey The Platform. And I was about to say all of us have such a passion for what we do. So it's wonderful to be in this space, to be able to come on and present and talk about these ideas. And hopefully they are expansive and they are helping on your soul journey, healing journey, self-love journey. I am a transformative psycho-spiritual therapist, a self-love and intuitive coach, and a domestic abuse therapist. So let's begin. So first things I wanted to do is I want to take a moment for you to reflect on, what does it mean when I say to you, life is an inside out job? What comes up for you?
Working on your inside to reflect on the outside.
Fabulous. So for the people that are watching after the fact, if you could take that time to just answer that question, sort of went around and had a little conflab with the people that were here, and that was great. Oh, okay. So for me, I struggled with this concept at first and I resisted it and I railed against it because it was difficult. It was difficult to get to an understanding of the world that is outside of me, and particularly my relationships were a creation of the world that I had within me. But it was a great starting place. It's a wonderful starting place to take stock and take reflection of, actually, what is my world reflecting back to me? And particularly the relationships. What are they showing me about my relationship with myself? And for me, that's the key to it. It's like, what are my relationships, the ones that are around me now, what are they showing me about myself? So I was surrounded, for example, by toxic relationships, codependent relationships. And when I looked inside, that's how I treated myself. There was toxicity in the way that I treated myself, in the situations I put myself in. I was not fulfilling myself. I was minimizing. I was putting myself into the boxes that other people had given me. I was labeling myself. And I had just told myself that I just have to accept how life is and just carry on and be okay with it. But I wasn't okay with it. So the one thing I would ask you to do as a practice regularly, all of the time, is to take stock. And I ask myself this question regularly because I check in with myself all of the time. So the question to be asking yourself is, what currently is my world reflecting to me? What currently are my relationships reflecting back at me? Because there's your learning. Like, the universe is always, always, always providing us with this glorious mirror to kind of show us where we are on our journey and where we are in the world. So for example, in the now, when I look around me, the relationships that are closest to me, the people around me, and even my daily experience when I meet anybody, is always beautiful. It's always loving. And that is a direct reflection of what the work that I'm doing on myself and the esteem and the respect I'm holding myself in, because that's what I find outside of me. So the answers are all there. Okay, the answers are inside you. And for me, that's the other part of life is an inside out job, because literally for me, everything that's in here is out there. Like, the universe is like a mirrorverse almost. Okay, what you choose to do, what you choose to put in your body, what you choose to surround yourself with, that is exactly what the universe is going to shine back at you, because the universe does like for like, right? What energy you're bringing, the universe is going to come back and it's going to match it for you. So for me, one of the biggest things is that I find people wishing a lot. I want it to be like this. I wish it was like this. I wish it wasn't like this. The universe doesn't understand that language. Whatever your focus is, the universe is going, oh, that's what they want more of. That's what they want more of. And they keep bringing it in, right? And this is why mindset, the way that we think, is really, really important. And it's to understand that this journey is about you. There is no way around that. It is simply about you. And yes, in the first steps of the process, whether for you, you call it an awakening process, whatever it may be, the universe is really asking you to see that this is about you. It's not about anybody else. And again, I find regularly that everybody's taking it outside of themselves. This person did this and this person did this, and the world is saying this, but it's no, bring it back home to you. Bring it back home to you. Why does it matter to you? Why is it important to you? Why is it affecting you? Why is it triggering you? Because there are the clues. The universe is like, there's the clues, there's the clues. Be like Sherlock Holmes, there's the clues. Follow the clues. If you are not following your passion, your joy, your creativity, the things that you love, then the universe is going to reflect that back to you, because that is our natural state in this human experience that we're having. And this is a human experience, which ultimately is meaningless until we put meaning onto it. Because the same thing could happen to all of the people that are here and all of the people that are watching it. And every single one of us is going to process it and see it differently. Therefore, we add the meaning to what happens. The world's not giving us the meaning. So it's really about, how can I shift that perspective and bring it inside me? For me, in my life, everything is about, how am I creating this right now? What am I bringing to this situation? Okay. And for me, like, the best tool you have is that it's the questions. Question it, question it, question it, question everything that you believe. Ask yourself, why is that true? What makes this true? Why am I believing this? Because that was literally what decimated everything for me. And in a way, the awakening is that when we go through awakenings, and there isn't one awakening, there are many, 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 many. When I went through that, my world was decimated, because I had to let go of the way I thought the world worked to be able to bring in something new. Right? You have to make space. Like, if all of your stuff is in storage and it's completely full, how are you going to put anything else in there? How can you allow anything else in there if you're not taking something out first? Right? And at the point of awakening, for me and my experience and with supporting my clients, that is the point where you have chosen to go, okay, I've lived this journey that I've lived so far, but at this point I had chosen that, okay, now I'm going to wake up. And that waking up is really about that questioning of, hold on a minute, why have I been living what I am living? Is there something bigger and more out there? Can I have a different experience? And I know for most of the people that I speak to that are going through this process, they already knew that very, very long time ago. Like, when they were little, they knew that like, there is so much more to the world is not like this. And then you suppress it and you forget. So open that up again. Ask yourself, when you were that age, when you were little, whenever you knew, when you kept thinking about it, how did you think the world actually was supposed to be? Come back to it. Come back to it. Because there's truth in it, right? You already knew. And this is what I'm saying to you, where for me, life is an inside out job also means that everything you need is already within you. I have complete faith in that. But it's that lack of connection to yourself. It's the way that we've been conditioned in this society to believe that we need to gain things from outside of ourselves, that consumer mentality, which tells us that we're not enough, that the answer has to be out there somewhere. So right now, I'm asking you to contemplate for a moment. I am a reflection of an aspect of you. What am I reflecting to you? What aspect of you am I reflecting back at you? right now. And I want to pause the recording so we can reflect on it. And for anybody that's watching this after the fact, I really just want to let me know, like, connect with me. Let me know. This journey is about connection. It's about stepping out your comfort zone. So I'm going to pause so I can speak to the people here because it's exciting. Fabulous. Okay. So, I am reflecting back a part of you that already knows everything. I am reflecting back a part of you that has already got to this space, that's already embodied this, that knows all of this. And I really want you to hold that. Because if you are showing up in those spaces where these kind of conversations are happening, I really want you to take in that that is reflecting back an aspect of you that already knows what I'm saying to you. Because otherwise it wouldn't resonate here. Then every time you step into one of those spaces, I want you to take that moment, yes, to have that smile and go, oh my God, yeah. That's what's being reflected back to me. A part of me that I already am. And I feel like that is the most beautiful thing, to be in these spaces. So at this point, I am actually going to, because I got a nudge, to share the tarot cards that I pulled, okay, today. So the first one was the Ace of Swords, okay, which is clarity of mind, which was really profound for this like workshop, because ultimately this is about your mind. Okay, this is about being able to come out of just the human brain and go into your higher mind, because our human brain operates in one way. It just keeps recycling the past, and then we keep projecting into the future in the hope that we're going to avoid whatever it is that we're afraid of experiencing, right? So this is about gaining your clarity of mind and knowing that you control your mind. Nobody else does, okay? And for me, I think the most important thing, and I think this came up yesterday in Anne's workshop, her channeled Monday meditation. One of the questions that I get asked the most, and honestly, if every time somebody asks me this question, or no, it's not even a question, it's put to me, I would be very, very rich, okay? And the thing is, it's like, but I've done the work. I've done the work and I've done the work, but I've done the work. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I've been on this journey for 20 years nearly. Okay, the work does not end. Why would you ever stop cherishing yourself? Why would you ever stop being in that space where you really want to be the best version of you? That doesn't stop. And I know the word work might not fit the agenda of it in the way that it needs to. So see it as cherishing yourself. See it as wrapping yourself in love, and ask yourself why after every single thing that I have faced so far, and then I get to this space of I get the chance to wake up and have a completely different human experience, why then would I keep myself small? Why then would I not at that point give myself the opportunity to really understand everything that I'm about? Why would I not want to go, hold on a minute, what's actually possible for me as a human being on this journey? Because that's the gift you've given yourself. So now is not the time to play small. Now is the time. And my singular thing for you all today and for the people watching is experiment. Experiment every single day. Because experimentation is the only way that you can really understand that I can do something different. And I say experiment because an experiment has an outcome. There's no good, there's no bad, there's no wrong, there's no right. It's just an outcome. And if you don't like the outcome, you can go, okay, I'll try a different experiment. But it's not about judging. You really need to remove that coat of self-judgment. But experiment. How can I experiment being slightly different today? How can I experiment being this way? How can I experiment saying no? Just see how it feels. But don't write it off as I can't, because for me, there isn't an I can't. It's more I don't want to. I choose not to. I won't. And if you replace your I can't with those, you'll get more of an understanding of you. All right. So really go out there and experiment with everything. Everything. Because that's what's going to allow you to expand. Because this is what this journey is about. It's about expanding into everything that is possible for you. Also, this journey, your soul journey part of it, is really about evolution. It's about your soul wanting to expand and learn. You are having a completely 1 in 8 billion experience of life. 1 in 8 billion. Nobody gets to be you. Nobody gets to have the experience you're having. No one. And you are a completely unique aspect of the divine, the universe, higher power, whatever you want to call it. You are that, experiencing yourself here. Give all you've got. Why not? What is your reason for not giving it all that you can? Why would you not allow yourself to do that? You would do that for somebody you love, right? You're their cheerleader and all of that. Go live your best life, fulfill yourself, all of that. But then it comes to us and we're just like, no. Okay. However, the universe is going to push you. My journey pushed me to my very, very edge. And it took everything. Because the universe wanted me to stand in that space. And the question was, can you see that you're still worthy? Can you see that none of the stuff that is outside of you created in your whole life, do you see that none of that makes you worthy? That in your very existence, as you are right now, in this moment, that is your worth. Because each of our worth is in our very existence. And once we can get to that place and embody that, everything else is a bonus. But it doesn't define your worth. What you do doesn't define your worth. Who you are, it's invested in. Your worth is there, right? It's right here. But it's about removing the illusions, not being afraid to question, are these obstacles, these illusions, these veils, are they really real? Do I really need them? What is life outside of those things? Because the one thing I know about this journey is it will keep bringing you back to the same thing over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, take this from somebody that was in a really, really abusive relationship, then went into a toxic relationship because I still was toxic to myself inside. It just kept bringing me back. And it also has left me in situations where it's like, okay, we're going to put you in this situation. We're going to keep putting you in this situation until you say no. Not until the other person might walk away or not until this, but until you say no. And that's where the inside work really has to happen. Okay. So I am going to invite you to every single day start connecting to yourself. That for me is the groundwork. Okay. It's the foundation. If a house is built on a shaky foundation, everything you build on it is at risk. But if that foundation is firm, it's solid, it's stable, everything that you're now going to build on top of it is going to be stable. And if you're trying and struggling to connect with your guides, to connect with other people, to connect to the universe, to connect to divine, whatever it might be, it's because you're struggling to connect with you. When this connection is pure, every other connection is easy. When this connection is based solely in love, then everything else will make sense. So for me, there's a groundwork, there's layers, there's steps. It's not like I just jump randomly into one thing. It's quite an ordered way of being. And for me, it's about embodiment. Okay, everything that I live, I embody. I allow myself the time and space to embody it. So for me, it goes, I know something, which is up here. So you come to sessions, you're here today, or you read a book, or that's, I know, right? And I know somebody mentioned it before, like going through the chakras, right? I know. Well, okay. I understand. Okay. That's another level. I do. That's a different level. That's when we start taking these actions. But then I am it. And then you've embodied it. So for me, it's about embodiment. It's about being all of those things, not just flirting around the edges of it and stepping one foot in, one foot out, one foot in, one foot out. Because again, the universe keeps reflecting back to you what you're being. It's not reflecting, the wishes that you have. It's reflecting what you're being. It's constantly reflecting what you are being. Wishes don't count. Like, again, where your focus is, the universe is going to keep bringing that back in for you, right? As a like for like match. So embodiment starts at understanding yourself, having that deep embodied connection with you. So firstly, every single day for me, it's about grounding, finding your connection to Mother Earth. So I do that, but I'll go outside in the morning. First thing in the morning, I will go outside. I walk up and down a little bit so that I can connect, but I imagine that roots are coming out of my feet and that I'm connected to Mother Earth and I'm in that energy. Then I open the crown so that I have the connection to the universe. Then I talk to the universe. I say, good morning. How are you? I call in my guides. I send out a beacon of love from my heart to all of the beautiful souls in the world. And I send out a call out beacon to my like-minded souls, the community, the people that I'm supposed to help, my soul family. And funnily enough, the other card that came out today was the Three of Cups, which is about soul family and soul connection. This is the time to start finding those people that resonate with you. Rather than seeing it as I am letting go of people, it's like I am allowing the people that are supposed to be in my life, my soul family, to now step in. But my soul family started stepping in when I changed within. Because, and there's a very good reason for why the universe won't bring in those things that you are wanting to manifest or attract into your life if you're not changing. Because if all of those things had come into my life a few years ago, I would have destroyed them because I wouldn't have been able to accept it or receive it. So I would have done what I always did. I would have questioned it. I would have gone, oh my God, I would have gone into my shell. I would have withdrawn. So I would have treated it just as I treated it before. Now I can receive it. Now I can accept it because I know what I am, right? So that's why, okay? But this is really about you finding and allowing those soul connections to come into your life and knowing that they're everywhere because ultimately we are all connected, all of us. And that's the beauty of this journey. That's in our oneness, in the finding the love in here, we are able to radiate it back outwards and therefore know that we're connected to everybody and we have an understanding of everybody because we know how we work. The other card that came out, which really made me laugh, was Temperance. And my Temperance in this deck is a really beautiful one because what I saw in this Temperance was the duality, which we have here, the light and the dark, the duality of it all being connected, okay? Your higher self, your crown, your connection to earth and upwards. You've got the reddishness of the root, the white of the crown and the purple, okay? This card really spoke to me and it was your message to connect, connect, connect. And to connect, we need faith. So that for me is the other thing, which I'm going to ask you to really take time to reflect on. Do you have faith in you? Do you have faith in you? I use faith rather than trust because faith has a different, it lands differently, it embodies differently. If I don't have faith in me, and this was my starting point, I'm not going to lie, I was an absolute cynic. Like, honestly, if somebody had said to me, even, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, that one day you're going to be sitting here and you're going to be talking about all this stuff, I would have literally just been like, are you absolutely kidding me? Because I don't believe in any of it. So I had to cultivate that faith. And how do you cultivate faith in yourself? You trustful. Like, would I trust myself to catch myself? Because this is what this journey is requiring of you. That's what it's asking you. And also, the question comes up, whatever it is that you believe in, It's like, if I don't trust me and I'm an aspect of that divine, how can I then say I trust that divine? I can't. It's not possible. It's not possible because everything starts inside you. Everything. I can't fully say, hey, like I am loving in that pure sense to other people when I can't love me. How does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. How can I receive love from somebody if I can't love me? You can't. And these are the things that, in a way, psychology kind of obviously works on, but it's also about that connection when you start to connect to yourself, when you connect to the universe. But in the first instance, that connection has to be to you, and you have to have faith in yourself to be able to connect to yourself. Right? And don't make it complicated. Simple, 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 simple. I feel like people overcomplicate it because they go out searching for all of this information in all of these places, they gather it all, and then the information is just sat there. And I know that I've done it where I might have read a page of something somewhere and gone, oh, I know this now. I know this now. But it isn't that, right? Everything is in practice. You learn from practice. You learn from doing. So if you can start to remove these concepts of what's wrong and what's right and what's good and what's bad and what I should and shouldn't and must and mustn't, because these are our human constructs. And we're going to have to decimate some of the human constructs to understand that actually my journey is singularly my journey. And I have to have complete faith in me and my journey. Because if you want to be guided by the universe, you're going to have faith in you, right? To believe that, okay, like the intuition is talking to me. Like today, when I got up at 3:33 and the universe was like, we're not doing that presentation thing today. Me a few years ago would have gone, don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. Me in the now is like, got it. I know there's a reason for it. I know that because it's supposed to be this intimate thing today and I don't need the presentation. It's just like, just talk, Amy, just talk. It's all there. I trust myself. I have faith in me. I have faith in the universe. But until you have faith in you, it's going to be very, very difficult to have faith in anybody else or anything else. Okay. So every day, I just want you to sit with those concepts. It's not even that you have to do it like in a meditation state. You can do it when you're walking. You can do it when you're connecting to nature. You can do it when you're just sat there, but really try and get used to the idea of just being with yourself. Because how do we form relationships? We're with people. We actually have to communicate to form a relationship, right? So you need that time with yourself. Even if it's a few minutes to start with, just silence. Just be there and allow just what comes up, what's coming up. Maybe have a pen and paper in front of you and write it all down, because in that thought process, in that stillness, in that silence, you're going to start hearing things. But it's like you're going to have to pay attention. Because for me, like my head voice was so loud that I really had to kind of just get quiet, because the voice in here, my soul, it's like a whisper. But that whisper is so deep, I feel it in here and I feel it here. So to notice any of that, you're going to have to be still. And you're going to have to slow down, people, slow down. We are in such a rush to do things and get places and know things. Because the thing about this beautiful journey is that there is nowhere to get. There's absolutely nowhere to get. This is the destination. And that's another thing that I'm going to ask you to sit with and reflect on. Okay, and I ask you to really sit with that and understand it. Because it's no good just like having these concepts going, oh yeah, the journey is the destination. Like this is the destination. Because what is your expectation? Ask yourself, what is my expectation? Where do I need to get before I'll be like, okay. At what point? Because I guarantee you will set the bar higher and higher, higher and higher, higher and higher. It's that concept of when I retire, I will. It's just going to get higher and higher. I can love myself when I fully know myself. Well, you have to love yourself to know yourself. Right? So ask that question. What is my current expectation? What am I expecting to happen? Am I expecting like an angel to come before me in all of its glory and light? And when I see it, I'll believe it? Because that's not how it works, right? You have to believe it to see it. So in the first instance, you need to start believing. what is actually happening. You need to believe in you. You need to believe that you've got this. And again, it's not about me telling you. This is an aspect, like this is your voice inside you somewhere, right? Your soul, you already know this. And that's the beautiful thing about this, right? I just sit in the knowing that, okay, whoever watches this workshop, whoever turns up for them, they do it because that energy already resonates. They know. So it's like, you got to have faith in you because you already know. You already know. Oh, okay. The other, did I do all of the cards? Yeah, I did all of the cards. Fabulous. Okay. So I think that's, I'm just going to quickly look at my notes. Yes. So when you meet people, think of it like a hall of mirrors, right? Everybody's a reflection of you in some way, shape, or form. So imagine that when you step out into the world, because to the people, even the people we meet in the street, as we raise our energy, as we transform, those people change. And this is me telling you from a time in life where I used to have a real, like, well, first of all, I didn't like myself very much at all. And I thought the world was an evil, horrible, hateful place. And it was difficult. And life was just so, so hard. And people were hard work. So wherever I went, that's what I would find. I would find people that were really, really difficult to deal with, people that would challenge me, people that would reaffirm to me that the world is a really, really difficult and horrible place to be. Now, when I go for my walks and everything, everybody that I meet smiles at me. They stop and have a conversation. They acknowledge. And the people that are not in my energy, I don't even resonate. They don't even see me. So this is your challenge. Okay. To get closer to you. To connect with you. And to keep it simple. And you can use things, gratitude. And when I say gratitude, honestly, like I used to do this. I used to journal gratitude every single day, and it would just be a list of random stuff. But what I want you to do is take your day and really think about a moment that you're really grateful for, that you can really feel, and give thanks for that. Rather than this random thing. I'm grateful that there's coffee. Okay. Yeah, I used to write stuff like that all of the time. But it's like, I'm grateful that when I stepped out the door today, there was a moment that the sun shone on me. I'm grateful that I didn't have to set an alarm to wake up this morning because it felt absolutely glorious. I'm grateful that I get to be in this moment with all of you right now because it fills my heart with utter love and joy. To speak to it. Allow it to fill you up. You see this energy that I have? Like, this is from my connection to me. This is how I spend every moment of my life. This is flow because I am fully connected. And it's possible for you. That's why you're sat here today, and that's why you're watching it after the fact. So know that you are it already. And this is a process of removing the blocks to all that you are. Subtraction, 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 so you can come back home to you. You don't have to add anything because it's already there. And that's what makes it so simple, right? It's like if I take away the blocks and I allow myself to let go of all of the things that I don't need in my life, the things that are making me unhappy, the things that I know don't fulfill me, the things I know I need to let go of, boom, you start coming back home to you. And then you can kind of step forward into that space of, okay, now I get to create what I love. Because you're a creation and we create. That's what we're here for.